Hello, hello, and welcome back to Temptations Ballad. We're still at the cafe with the two best characters. How in the world did he does he fit fit so much within such a tiny scrap of cloth? A card game? I'm supposed to be searching for His Highness's missing rubies. What will people think when they see me shirking my duties? They're gonna think, they're gonna start thinking, oh look, the courageous chosen knows how to sit down and have fun for once in a while. You gotta relax sometime, right? Otherwise, you're just gonna come off as a mindless workaholic knight who only thinks about duty and whatnot. Come on, the day's young. A game or two won't hurt. Artemia grimaced, doubtfully as Cole dealt her a pile of cards with practiced ease. She noticed several passerbys and streetgoers in the town square, glancing in their direction curiously. It wasn't every day you see the Curator's Chosen lounging leisurely at a cafe. She collected her cards hesitantly. I suppose a minor distraction wouldn't hurt. Cole gave her a sly smile. You won't regret it. Artemi let out a wail of disbelief as Cole won yet another round. What do you mean I lost again? How exactly do spades beat diamonds? The two of them had been playing until they lost track of time. Cole had beat Artemi 7 rounds in a row without a single defeat. It was absolutely ridiculous. Was she just really that bad? Artemi scowled and tried her best to look displeased, but she was clearly having fun nevertheless. The other people in the cafe glanced at their table with amusement as Artemi tossed down her hand yet again, sending cards flying into the air. Oh, so even the Curator's Chosen can be beaten. Do not mock me, Cole. You only won because I am still unfamiliar with the game's rules. How in the world do you have such good luck? Ain't nothing lucky about it. This is all skill, baby. Anyway, if we tally up all my winnings, it looks like you owe me 6 pieces of gold. Pay up, Nighty. Pay up? You didn't mention this was gambling. Card games aren't fun unless there's some stakes involved. Everybody knows that. I see. I'm afraid I don't have any money on me. However... What? Nothing? What about the big sack of gold I paid you yesterday? All of my earnings and rewards go directly to the church. Her Excellency says the Curator's Chosen should dedicate their life to the good of the world and avoid the distractions of material goods. What? That sounds like you're getting the short end of the stick. You should at least earn a little bit and enjoy your life a little, right? Everything you're describing about your home life just sounds kind of shitty. Artemi glanced up defensively. Do not mistake this for mistreatment. I would. The church still provides me with all the necessities and needs. I am happy with how things are. The church simply leads us to live an honorable and disciplined life. And this is the same church that said you didn't have any friends in. Well... Cole suddenly felt a weight in his pocket shift. He nearly scrambled out of his seat as Malice slithered onto his shoulder with a hiss. Oh, that's cute. Why, there he is. He's the boy. Greetings, shiny one. I'd hate to be a tattletale, but this puny mortal has been casting minor illusion on his cards the entire time to win. Hey, Get back in my pocket, you little piece of shit. I knew it. Cole, you were cheating the entire time. Artemi abruptly paused, her mind slowly processing the sight of a talking snake on Cole's shoulder. Listen, I can explain. Amazing. Cole, you've gone and found yourself a magical familiar. I'm happy to see you grow more comfortable with showing your magic openly. Shush! Keep your voice down. I just found this guy sneaking into my room. I didn't summon it or anything. Anyway, his name is Noodle. What? That is certainly not my name. Artemi bowed her head and with a grin. It is an honor to meet you, little Noodle. This is utter humiliation! Curses! The small python scoffed at Artemi and flourished his head floppishly. And you, how dare you reduce me to the status of familiar? This puny mortal is my servant, and I, his almighty master. Young lady, are you also interested in joining my horde? I am certain I can make room for one more. Although, Malice, flicked out his tongue and recoiled in disgust. What a disgusting scent. You are absolutely swimming in celestial magic. Cole grabbed the snake and roughly stuffed it back into his pocket. Unhand me, you vile mortal. Alrighty. Back in my pocket you go. A chatty little thing, ain't he? You know, they say that familiars' attitudes often reflect the egos of their masters. Excuse you, I am nothing like this little turd. A small bell suddenly rang at the entrance of the cafe, signaling the arrival of another customer. The two of them paid little attention to the newcomer until they approached their table with a cold, hard stare. Artemi felt a shadow looming over her seat. As she turned around in time to see a stern glare of her mother. Oh, what? Okay. Your Excellency, what are you doing here? I am simply passing through town square when I caught sight of you here. You, the Creator's chosen, a holy knight of the church, wasting your precious time playing card games at a cafe. Did my warning last night fail to penetrate that thick skull of yours? Or or are you looking forward to throwing away your title? The entire cafe grew dead quiet. Artemia suddenly appeared very small as she spoke to the bishop in a quiet voice. Your Excellency, I assure you, I spent all night searching for the missing rubies. I was simply taking a moment to collect myself. More than a mere moment from the looks of it. What kind of impression does this give the people of Axia when they see the Creator's chosen blatantly shirking her duties? Artemi gulped. My deepest apologies. I will see to it that this doesn't happen again. Cole glanced between the two church members awkwardly. Hey, ma'am. Cut her some slack, will you? She literally worked herself to the bone all night. Everyone needs a break once in a while. The bishop shot Cole a sharp, demeaning scowl. This is none of your business. Keep your nose away from where it does not belong. Cole winced. Alright, jeez. The bishop returned her gaze to Artemi. Really, Artemi? Why must you further sully the church's reputation by associating yourself with such questionable company? Sitting together with a man like this? Katrina gestured dismissively at Cole, as though he was a mere mosquito that flew into her tea. At that moment, something snapped in Artemi. Her meek expression suddenly hardened into a fierce glare as she stood up defensively. You may question my abilities. You may question my abilities as you'd like, Your Excellency, but I will not stand you insult. Stand for insults towards my companions. I assure you that despite his appearance, Cole is a man of good merit. Cole was taken aback. He waited quietly for a shriek. A moment, Wait, a sheik? Shike? What is this word? It doesn't matter. A moment when the punchline finally hit him, but none came. Artemi and the bishop stood glaring at each other heatedly. The silent tension hung thick in the air, with everyone in the cafe watching them breathlessly. Several long seconds ticked by that felt like years. Nicola noticed Artemi's tense shoulders quiver slightly while standing against the bishop. Katrina finally spoke, her voice a low and dangerous hiss. You dare raise your voice against the bishop, the Grand Bishop in public. The nerve! The bubbling frustration in Cole's chest rose to a breaking point. He quietly leaned back and discreetly snapped his fingers under the table, sparking an illusion magic flickering between his fingertips. Suddenly, the silence was pierced by an embarrassingly wet splashing sound, rippling sharply through the cafe like a shriek. A very unhealthy, very wet shriek. It was a very drawn-out splat, to be honest. Everyone froze. Heads turned towards the source of the sound, with everyone staring at Bishop Katrina with awkward fascination. Her face turned an uncomfortable red as she noticed all the people gazing at her. What are you looking at me for? That wasn't me! Oh, dearie me. It appears our good bishop isn't feeling well today. You best return home and take care of yourself, ma'am. Cole leaned back and casted prestidigitation under the table again, followed quickly by a minor illusion. A disgusting stink suddenly filled the cafe. Many of the customers wrinkled their noses and covered their mouths with disgust. Several gagged and pointed behind Bishop Katrina with a laugh. Look! A large brown stain painted the back of Katrina's otherwise perfect white robe. Katrina whipped around to cover her, and tried to cover herself, her face red with indignant fury. What manner of trickery is this? This is utterly juvenile. This is some sort of illusion. I swear to you, all of my robes are unsoiled. Artemi just stared at her mother's tantrum, utterly stupefied. Should she help her or not? Katrina turned towards Cole and snarled furiously, though it was hard to take her seriously when she was busy covering up her butt stains with her hands. You! I knew you are responsible for this, somehow! I will not stand for such humiliation! Cole casually takes a sip of his tea and wrinkled his nose. Well, whew, that stench. Ma'am, I'm gonna have to politely ask you to take a step back. A waitress awkwardly approached their table. Excuse me, Your Excellency, but I'm afraid I must ask you to leave. You are, disturbing the other customers of our establishment. Katrina's face somehow turned even redder with indignant fury. You will be punished for this. Mark my words! Finally, she left the cafe with a huff. Artemi watched her mother disappear without another word. She turned towards Cole with a strange mixture of half-hearted smile and guilty grimace. Cole, I know you mean well, but you shouldn't torment my mother so. Cole spat out his tea. Wait, that's your mom? What kind of asshole makes her kid call her Your Excellency? Cole, such language! Her Excellency means well. She's probably stressed out from all of the work she dedicates to the church. She just has an image to uphold. Yeah, the image of an asshole. Plenty of stressful parents manage to mean well without being an utter dick about it. You gotta stand up for yourself sometime. Do you stand up for yourself when you disagree with your parents? Well, the little bell at the cafe's entrance rang again at the breathless side of... the breathless, yes, side, breathless? Sid, that's... Okay. Breathless Sid rushed inside. His eyes lit up as he, when he caught sight of Cole and Artemi. Yo, did you guys see that lady just sprint by? I think Grand Bishop just splat herself in public. Artemi let out a groan and buried her face in her hands. Maybe I should go home and apologize. Haha, no. You're coming with us to the Bonebreakers Guild. We gotta help you out with your mission, right? And hey, good morning, Sid. You're late. Cole cheerfully greeted Sid with a firm slap on his back. Though their height difference led to the slap directly, landing directly on the badger's ass. Sid yelped and nearly knocked over their table. Hey! Good morning to you too, boss! Artemi glanced between the two of them curiously. Is this a variation of a high five? How strange. Anyway, are we going to the Bonebreakers Guild to start my training today? I can't believe I'll meet Morrow for the first time. I'm kind of shaking from anticipation. Don't worry, Pop-Pop is a really swell guy, once you get to know him. Ah, and Artie here is gonna join us. Artie? Oh my god. Our next big assignment is helping her find those missing rubies from yesterday. Sid's eyes lit up, and he shook Artemi's hand gleefully. Really? That's great to hear. It's an honor to continue working with you, Miss Chosen. Please, just call me Artemi. There's no need for such formality amongst friends. I can't believe this. We're staying as a team. Oh, speaking of which, Sid scratches his head and glances away bashfully. This is kind of embarrassing, but could you guys do me a favor? Of course. I would be honored to aid my friends. Depends. What do you have in mind? You guys are free later tonight, right? This is gonna sound super embarrassing, but my parents wanted to meet the two of you. They sounded super excited when I told them yesterday that... told them about yesterday, and wanted to treat you guys to lunch or something like that. Cole and Artemi exchanged surprised glances before laughing sheepishly. Aw, your folks sound pretty sweet. Of course we'll come. Can't say no to free food after all. Yo, facts. I don't know, I've said no to free food before. Yeah. Artemi fidgeted with her gloves self-consciously and gulped. She almost looked somewhat intimidated. I don't know. My social abilities are somewhat lacking. I might not live up to your parents' demands. Demands? Poof! This isn't a job interview. There's no need to get so worked up. My parents are super chill, 'cause they're birds and birds are great. They just wanted to make sure I wasn't hanging around with crazy people. Oh, Sid, or frogs. Very well. I shall do my best to prove my worth. Thank you for inviting me to your abode. Artemi bowed deeply yet again. At this point, all the customers of the cafe had grown accustomed to the sight and paid her no mind. Like I said, it's not a job interview. Cole shrugged and motioned to the cafe waiter for the bill. Anyway, we can pay your parents a visit after our training session at the Bone Breakers. If we're gonna have a meet the parents day, we might as well meet my papa first, cause I'm the important one. Let's head out. Okay, I'll okay. Once we rodo in Marauders District, a Bonebreaker Mercenary Company, noontime. Yeah, I'll end the part here, I think. So I'll see you guys around.